Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the House of Moody Vintage podcast. We're in the after hours. No, just kidding. It's not after hours. It's pretty late, and I know this is late. This is coming out a little later. Cause man, look, dude, I got a lot of shit to do, man. I got a lot of work, and so by the time it's the weekend, I've said this before. By the time it's the weekend, I don't want to do anything, bro. I don't want to do anything. Okay, I just want to kick back, chill, hang out with my friends, whatever, and not really do anything. So I figured maybe just push this back a little bit. The podcast is a little bit, because I'm not getting paid for this. I hope most of you know. I hope most of you know that I'm not getting paid to do this podcast. Although that'd be wonderful. I would love to get paid to do this podcast, but it's still work. It's not hard work, but it's still work. You have to still put an effort into it. Whether it's actually doing the show, and then doing the editing, and then of course the video stuff, which takes a little bit more effort. It's not like a freaking Hollywood production, but it's a one man show. So still there's a work that goes into it. So I figured I just try to do it as the best way possible, right? Just to sort of optimize my time and schedule, because I have to juggle so many things at once. So the podcast has to come. It's not a first priority, because there are obviously more important things to deal with in life. So it's always nice to just, when I can actually do this. And so, yeah, it's a little late. It is Easter Sunday. I'm doing this. I will be uploading this immediately after this episode is over. So on Easter Sunday. So I'm not quite sure how many of you actually will listen to it as it comes out, but that's the beauty of it, right? It's already published. You can listen to this Monday morning, if this is Monday morning for you and you're listening to this. So that's always a good thing. And then the YouTube video will be up later at night, Monday night, I think. That would make more sense, I guess, for now. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to shift it towards like the weekdays, because it is still considered work. You're still putting into it. But at the end of the day, if the schedule permits it, if my workload permits it, then I get to it. But this weekend was one of those weekends where I just didn't want to do anything, at all. Like that's why I've been dedicating myself to, watching more TV shows or movies or whatever. And then, playing MLB The Show 22 on my Xbox Series S, that's what I just want to do. I just wanted sort of these mind-numbing kind of things. And there's a couple of movies that are going to be coming out, which I want to definitely go watch in the theaters. So I'm looking forward to those. But yeah, man, the weekend, bro, I don't want to do nothing. It's too much work. So that's why this episode is going up a little late. And again, the duration also, I was trying to stay as structured as possible, trying to do 40-minute episodes and things like that. But then I realized why should it shouldn't be because there's so many podcasts out there, that can go, the ones that, that go for hours, right? They aim for an hour, but they'll go over. It'll be an hour and 15, an hour 30, sometimes 2 hours, with their podcast, and or even the shorter episodes that basically play around the 20-minute, 30-minute episodes. So I was like, you know what? That should be my approach too. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So it is Easter Sunday. I'm recording this on Easter Sunday. April is a fantastic, at least this year, a fantastic month. Think about it. If you think about it, because it's Ramadan, the month of April is Ramadan this year in this calendar. And with Eid al-Fitr coming up soon, very soon, and May 1st. So looking forward to that. Which brings me to the topic of these episodes. I don't think I will be doing an episode for that weekend, because it's Eid and it's going to be a long weekend for me, personally. From work, and then I still got studies and things like that to deal with, but the workload won't be as much, so thank God for that. And tomorrow's Monday for me, so well, for all of you. So yeah, it's the start of a new week again. You got to get back into the grind and sort of switch on, and then wait till Friday to switch off. So can't wait for that. Anyways, So with that said, yeah, so I'm not going to be doing an episode for the week of April 30th, which is Sunday. The day after is 8th, so I'll be spending time with my Bangkok fam. You know what I'm saying? My Bangkok familia. And so yeah, and then of course Easter Sunday. Then Passover was also right this month. You know, Good Friday as well, and Poila Boishak, right? Bengali New Year. Okay, so that was Friday. So yeah, a lot of festive things. A lot of if you are a person of the faith, you know, something to celebrate and to highlight. You know, so yeah, like April has been you know, midway through. You know, we're halfway through the month. I for one cannot wait for it to cannot wait to end, but not in a bad way. Like in the sense like there's, I don't know, I guess better things coming in the coming weeks in a way. I just feel I have this like optimistic view of what's going to happen in the near future. So that's a cool thing. Anyways, April is good. So apart from that, yeah, you know, last night I wanted to do this last night. I wanted to record the episode last night, but it was one, like I said, it was one of those weekends where I just didn't, you know, I just hung out, spent quality time with, you know, close friends, you know, who are visiting, of course, from Europe. So so of course, if you follow me on Instagram, you know who I'm hanging out with anyway. So that was, yeah, so that was just a great quality time spent, and a lot of catching up to do. I love that catching up, those type of catching up conversations. You know, like I've always said, the most beautiful moments in life is around good food and even better company, or great food or even greater company, and which is something my friend Shakia disagrees with. She's very picky when it comes to food. She's very much a foodie, just like a lot of people in my life. Very much a foodie. They're very critical about those kind of things. So I was like, hey, you know, because to me it's like you can have average food, but at least you shared that, you know, with people you love and care about or care for, and you're just spending that time together. At least you experience that together, right? Rather than going to a restaurant alone and then you're like, oh my god, this food is like, it's okay, it's bland, it's mediocre, you know, but you're alone, so you're like, what the, you know. And but wouldn't it be better if you were laughing it off with friends, or have, you know, you're joking around and having a conversation, like, you know, like legitimately like solid, meaningful conversations with people you love. It's so much better. It's so much better, you know. Anyways, that's just my opinion. That's how I look at life. So yeah, man, so what's new, what's going on? Man, I haven't talked too much about sports because my teams are not doing good. Okay. Manchester United, an absolute clown show. I just, oh man, what a shit show. What a goddamn shit show. I mean, listen, we're getting Eric Ten Hag. It's not official, but you know, all the signs are pointing. It's basically, it's not, I mean, it's like a guarantee, but he hasn't signed on the, you know, on the dotted line. Basically, the contract hasn't been signed or whatever. So, yes, I love the fact this is the manager that I wanted. This is the manager a lot of Manchester United supporters and fans have wanted. We got him, yes, but it's a very small step to a very, very long ass process, because for the past 9 years or 10 years, it has been a fucking shit show. And I'm still pleasantly surprised that the board actually wisened up and said, "Hey, you know what? This is the manager that we need to you know, sort of actually build something with there's substance in it." And yeah, I'm still pleasantly surprised for that. And if they give him the control that a manager should have, that's even more surprising, because how many seasons are you going to be? This squad, by the way, the weakest fucking squad I have ever seen in United history. Absolute rubbish. It's trash, man. And oh my god, I don't want to get riled up because it's just been a terrible fucking 10 years basically. Basically, we won the Europa League with Jose, but that's the only real thing that we shouldn't even be gloating about that. Europa League, bro, what the fuck? No, man. Champions League. That's what Manchester United is about, Champions League and winning Premier League titles. Anyway, I hope we can get back, but it's going to take a very, very long time because we have a trash-ass squad. Terrible fucking players. Horrible, okay? How many seasons are you going to have David De Gea or Cristiano Ronaldo save your ass? Week in and week out. How many times? From embarrassment. It's embarrassing. It's absolutely disgusting. Anyways, moving on from that. Same thing with the Lakers, bro. I have to bring up the Lakers because it's I wanted to talk about some shows that I've watched and have been watching that's just awesome, and I like to recommend that I have been recommending on Instagram and things like that. But the Lakers, oh my god, Jesus Christ, it's like, dude, I've been a fan since I can remember, since I was a kid, bro. Since I was a kid, I literally became a Lakers fan at the tail end of the Showtime era. So that was. And I was super young, so I didn't really get to appreciate it until I got much older. But, I was also a fan through the 90s. The 90s was a fucking nightmare as a Lakers fan. Okay? Lakers fans, you know, if you're my generation or older generation, you know how we were in the 90s. Until the late 90s, we got Phil Jackson, and then, the rest is history, right? But, yeah, man, so those kind of things are like, oh, it's been rough, bro. It's been rough. Yeah, we won a championship, but it was in the bubble, which, there's always going to be a little asterisk there. The Lakers won, with LeBron, but it was in the bubble. So, it wasn't like the most convincing sort of championship run. You know what I mean? We've had better title runs, but, in the past. When Kobe and Shaq were around, and then it was just Kobe. Anyways, man, I don't want to get into that terrible. And okay, so I bring the Lakers up because there is, man, HBO's always been, I mean, it's home box office, right? That's what it stands for, the home box office. Their production is always going to be brilliant. It's going to be fantastic. They're always going to come out with, whether it's movies or miniseries or series or whatever, just like Winning Time. The rise of the Lakers dynasty. This is basically the beginning of the Showtime era. When Dr. Jerry Buss came in and basically took over the Lakers, owned the Lakers, ended up owning them at the Great Western Forum, and just created this dynasty. What the Lakers are now, or I mean not now. Now they're fucking terrible, but but you know what I mean. This is how they got to where they are now. How they have so many championship banners on top of the. Listen, it is still the Staples Center. I will not call it by crypto whatever the crap. It's the Staples Center. I don't care. Okay, I'm gonna call it the Staples Center. That's what it is. Anyway, so John C. Reilly, plays as Jerry Buss. Dr. Jerry Buss, he's fantastic in this role. And, it is a very comical take to it. You kind of have to, because it's not like that sort of gritty drama. There's no need for that. There's plenty of drama in there, but it's done so well. It's not heavy-handed, you know what I mean? So there is a nice little sort of levity in it, like just the right amount. And they definitely break the fourth wall in every episode. It's the style in which they approach this show, and the cast is great. Everyone they casted, whether it was Magic Johnson or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and all the other players on the team, Chick Hearn. Oh my God, I didn't realize Chick Hearn. He was an ass. He was an ass back in the day. But that was the culture back in the day. So you kind of, that was then. This is now. So things are different. But great, yeah, dude. Like great cast. Adrian Brody is Pat Riley. He plays Pat Riley. Jason Clarke is Jerry West, which I think is a great freaking choice for Jerry West. I think it just is brilliant. Anyways, so you really get to see these characters like come to life. Like people you've only seen on television, or people that, or through interviews, or you've watched them play on the court, but then you see, yes, obviously they took a little creative liberty. Not everything is spot on, but you have to for entertainment purposes, for the entertainment's sake. Sally Field, I mean, come on, a legend. She plays as Jessie Buss, who is Jerry Buss's mother. So it's a great show. You just see the build up, where the Showtime era began, where the dynasty actually, started, and what made the Lakers so goddamn like the most winningest team, or with the most championships or whatever. I mean, there's the Celtics, but who gives a shit about Boston? Anyways, so definitely watch that. That's also on HBO. Great series. What else? So the Apple TV Plus series Severance. This is very. I'm just pulling up the cast here. This is I have not. It's kind of like, okay, the library, Apple TV Plus's library, is obviously not as big as Netflix or Amazon or Hulu, what have you, Disney Plus or whatever. But it's pure quality. I mean, it's like HBO type of content. And I'm not just talking about, the execution, the editing, the quality, the visual quality, the sound. That's there. That's a given. That's obvious. But I'm talking about the content, right? The scripts, the writing, the performances, the direction, all of that has been just fantastic on Apple Plus TV Plus. And I know I haven't seen every single Apple original, but I've seen most of them, and I'm telling you, there hasn't been a single choice that I've made on Apple TV Plus that have been disappointed by. It's just fantastic, amazing content, both in films that they've released, original films, and also series, and Severance is one of them. So the content that you will find on Apple TV Plus is either very, very good or great. I have not been disappointed by any of it. I mean, come on, Coda won for, sure, the Academy Award is not what it used to be. There's not that much, doesn't really matter anymore. It doesn't carry that much weight, but, Coda won Best Film. This is an Apple TV Plus. This is the first ever streaming platform movie that's won an award for Best Film at the Academy Awards. I don't know. You take that however you want to take it, because a lot of us, we don't really give a shit about the Academy Awards. You will at the end of the day be the judge of what you watch. That's your verdict. So there it goes. So Severance is, man. I was a little late to it because I have so much shit going on, and I just try to squeeze in as much as I can when it comes to, movies or TV shows or whatever. But Severance is one of those where it was just everyone was hyping it up, whether you're in the film circle, in that community, where if you're an avid movie watcher, movie goer, or a TV show fanatic or whatever, there's a lot of things inside industry kind of thing. So you hear a lot of great recommendations from celebrities, from other movie pundits or critics and stuff like that. So Severance is one of them. And I was like, man, it's getting a lot of, and I was going to check it out anyway, but I was like, it's getting a lot of great fucking reviews. Everyone is loving it, especially the season finale, which, is some great shit. It's great. Adam Scott, there's a lot of familiar faces. You will see this. Adam Scott, of course, plays the lead role. There's some actors I don't want to say because I don't know if it's gonna be considered a spoiler. So that's why I don't want to get into that. So there, excuse me, a couple of actors that you will see, but they sort of play a role later on in the series, in the first season. So yeah, Adam Scott's in it. Who else? John Turturro's in it. Just just great. Brit Lauer or Lower, Brit Lauer. I don't know. I've seen her before in other series, but she she takes a pretty significant role in this TV series of Severance. Patricia Arquette, of course. I mean, there's a seasoned vet right there. So you have to watch it for the plot, the story. That just, it is so well done, and it's creepy, but not like you won't shit your pants kind of creepy. It's not like that, but there is a thrill factor to it, which I find fascinating. Again, it's probably stylistically is what sort of attracts, or at least for me, it attracted me to it. Then again, I already knew this was going to be like quality because number one, it's on Apple TV Plus, and then a lot of people were talking about it, whether it was on Twitter or whatever, and it's getting great reviews, and it's definitely worth the hype. And so another show, maybe not a hype, but it is definitely well made. It's fantastically made. It just came out. It just dropped on Netflix. Anatomy of a Scandal. Anatomy of a Scandal is it's a British production, So they're in itself, it's like, oh well, it's British television. Who doesn't like everything? And I know there's probably some crap programs out there like that's created in Great Britain or in the UK that they might be mediocre and people don't like it. But for me, every British TV series or British film or even a stand-up, you know what I mean, like special, I have not been disappointed. It's the same thing with like the Apple TV Plus thingy. I have not been disappointed by a single like British production. The British just have this like this distinct like refinement to the art of film, that I don't think anyone can rival. And they just do it in a way. And it's another thing. It's like, these are like not, multiple season type of series. I mean, when I mean multiple, I mean, it doesn't go past like, let's say, I don't know, 4 seasons. And some of these series are just mini series, like Anatomy of a Scandal is just one series. You only have 6 episodes, right? So and they do it so well, and it's beautiful because it's like you're watching a film, but it's spread out in like 6 different episodes, or maybe just 1 season, or maybe just 2 seasons, right? Like Top Boy, right? It's in their 4th season, I think now, and I think it might just end in the next season. It's British. It's just the way the British do it. So they're not gonna extend it to the point where like, oh my god, now they're just trying to milk it, which a lot of American shows do that, and it's horrible. Like, y'all need to stop, right? And I mean, that's been going on for a while. Anyway, so this production is it's a David E. Kelly. I mean, that should say enough. You know what I mean? It's this drama. It's not necessarily a thriller. It is a drama. And there's a lot of tension for sure. And Anatomy of a Scandal is also. Now, this could be triggering to a lot of people, so you have been warned. So please, when I do talk about this, again, it's a sensitive topic. Okay, so you might be triggered, because there is sort of how do I say this, sexual assault, element to it, and so just to sort of sum it up as quickly as possible. It's basically about a sexual consent scandal amongst the British elite, the privileged folks. So the Rupert Everett, wow, different Rupert Friend, who plays as the MP, member of Parliament, who is accused of a certain crime, and his wife Sienna Miller. Oh my God, Sienna Miller, one of the most beautiful women on the planet. Like, oh my gosh, oh, her presence. Anyways, she's fantastic in this series, by the way. I love her in the series. Sienna Miller did a great job. Michelle Dockery, I mean, hello, Downton Abbey, that's the OG, triple OG, gangster ass show. If you ain't down with Downton Abbey, if you ain't down with Downton, man, I don't know what you're doing. You need to catch up. watch Downton Abbey. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, so she's a lawyer in this in this series. So Naomi Scott is the accuser. I love Naomi Scott. I've been a big fan of hers. Not even before Aladdin. Okay, so huge. I mean, that girl is wonderful, and she's fantastic in this series as well. Again, it's just so well produced, and it's British television. I don't think you can go wrong with British television. It's so fucking awesome. It's so well made and so well performed, by the entire cast, and it's fantastic. I'll just a bit of what you can expect out of it is like you see that sort of how it's really a dissection of the entire process of someone who there's an alleged rape, and it's high society, and how they're in trial, and how the dissection in that trial goes on, because the accuser is a woman, the lawyers are women, and it's just fantastic to see that to play out. Fantastic in the sense that I'm talking about, in the sense of the art of filmmaking. So just put it that way. Anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for here, man. I talked a lot. I realized I talked a lot. I had a lot to talk about. No breath wasted, I don't think. I just wanted to keep it short because next week I want to keep it short as well, because it's just leading up to Eid, Eid al-Fitr, the end of Ramadan, and so we're gonna celebrate and things like that. So I'm just trying to keep it light for the rest of the month. I hope you guys are having a great April, and I hope you finish it up on a great note as well. If not, hey man, keep at it. It's temporary, the struggle is, as long as it's going to go, know that it's not forever. You'll get past it. You'll overcome it. We're humans. Yes, we make mistakes, but we do have the ability to redeem ourselves. And so just give yourself a chance and be easy. Be easy on yourselves as well. Remember that, okay? You have a chance to bounce back and keep going, doing what you're doing. Anyways, that's it. That's the end of this episode, all right? I'll see y'all next week, all right? All right now. Y'all have a good time now, okay? Peace out.